So, most crimes in Europe are done by Muslim immigrants. Why should this surprise me? A group of really poor religious people enter the country, they never work, they never do anything to contribute to society besides chopping people's heads off. Clearly shouldn't be coming into this country. Why these countries? Why are they invading Europe like bunny rabbits and multiplying like bunny rabbits and screwing over the country like primitive savages would always do? If these people want us to be convinced that they're not savages, do something to prove you're not. Nobody has an issue with all Muslims. People who do are obviously just as bad as Muslims who have an issue with all infidels. But if you really want to prove that you're the good guys, do something to prove you're the good guys. And don't just sit around and promote anti-American stereotypes. 100% of all the rapes in Norway, by the way, were done by Muslim immigrants. I believe it is lower to 99% to be as mathematically accurate. I believe it's 99.96%, but that is still a huge number. All the people, almost all the people, I guess in this case, in Norway were raped by Muslim immigrants. And if you criticize them, they'll call you a racist, even though Islam is not a race. It's an organized religion that is way too old to still be believable today. And the fact that it was created, way out of my mind, how this primitive cult could end up becoming one of the fastest growing religions in the world. There's no correct religion, obviously, since a religion is based on the belief in a higher power, it's based on faith and dogma, therefore we might not have evidence that any of it is real. But out of all the religions, I don't think that anything that resembles Islam, or anything that is somehow related to Islam, could possibly be good. Islam isn't the only religion that has issues. I think they all have their own fair share of issues, but doing very anti-individualistic things, taking away all the freedom we can, clearly isn't working, because Iranians clearly have less freedom than, per se, people in Europe. And when you want to make Europe look like Iran, you are stabbing yourself. Literally stabbing yourself, because you'll probably get screwed over by these people. Sharia courts are now taking place in Britain. Most of their crimes are done by Muslim immigrants. So it doesn't surprise me that real Europeans who care about their countries are going to look down upon these aliens. And people who promote the anti-American stereotypes there and the anti-American mentality, it's because of Muslim immigrants that go in there and promote this propaganda. They keep using the word imperialist as if they know what it means, and they use other words as if they know what it means. And they admit that even if we're not in their country, they still want to screw us over, because even if we get out, there will still be Muslim criminals in other countries doing primitive things and creating their own respected theocracies. And that useless piece of shit president, Barack Hussein Obama, who panders to these religious groups such as the Sunni extremists in Syria, Egypt, Libya, and whatever other country's trying to arm, it's not working. And he's actually making the situation worse by simply taking this idea of supporting a group rebelling against the government, which is something Bush did in 2003 when invading Iraq. Except he's making it bigger, because now not only are we involved in Iraq, we're involved in 3 other Arab states that are going to be controlled by Arab Muslims if we continuously allow this to happen. And I have nothing against the culture of some of these countries, but I have something against a theocratic democracy or a fake autocracy controlled by a politically correct president who is also head of the free world. In this case, unfortunately, Barack Hussein Obama II, who is also on his 2nd term. Even after he lied about the scandals in Libya, he's still president, and he is still arming these Islamic theocrats who make North Korea look free. That's how bad these Islamic extremists are. That's how fucked up these people are. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. But if you're going to pander to these people, you're stabbing yourself in the back, and they're going to be the ones stabbing you. So I want you to be informed about what these people are doing. So do some research. Don't just blindly follow everything I'm saying. Go research all these tiny things that may or may not be right, because maybe I'm wrong too. And you have the right to correct me if I'm wrong in any of my facts. And if you want to, that's your thing, because I'm not going to call you a racist. So you might as well do your own homework and figure out what's true. And if there's anything more you want to add, leave a comment and let me know if there's any little thing on the side that is worth mentioning. Because maybe it's even worse.